What's up? Welcome back to our podcast, My+One with Vinny Fastline.
And Tony Sarandos.
Hell yeah. We got a friend of mine, comedian, actor, legend. You've seen him in Entourage. You've seen him in Old School. Jeremy Piven, everybody.
Yay. So good to be here, you guys. I'm here with my granddaughter.
Oh, hi.
Wow, you changed.
Hi.
And this is our buddy. I've only known you a little bit, but this is your buddy, Renne. Everybody give it up for Renne.
Thank you.
Crazy shoe game.
First podcast. Oh, show him your shoes with the shoe book. This is most important.
This is crazy.
Came in with the shoe book. Shoes,
what are the odds?
Bam.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
That's impressive, dude.
You're in the right place, my man. This is exactly where we're supposed to be.
I know. This is the proof.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is the proof right here.
I don't know shoes that well. Is that like a really special shoe?
I'll let you tell them.
You're wearing them.
There you go.
Yeah.
They are awesome and they are pretty.
Yeah.
So that's why they're special.
I mean, they're on the cover of a book.
And,
Yeah.
and the book cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renee's a bit of a snob when it comes to.
You a shoe guy? You a shoe snob? Sneakerhead?
I
Yes.
have my preferences and what I will wear and what I'll turn away. So that makes me a shoe snob. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a huge
No.
closet of shoes?
No, I have, I'm very lucky that I have a wall where I have it in there and I can see it clear through the
Wow.
bins. You know, I have
But
a
he
wife
also
that
does
supports
shoe
me in that.
shame me. I was wearing some LeBrons the other day and he was like, and he just.
Nothing wrong
he
with
was
LeBrons.
Well, you were a little horrified.
I'm just, it just, and some things are better in different settings.
Yeah, I mean,
That wasn't the
listen.
setting.
I don't have a real reference for that world. I was lucky enough to grow up in Chicago, and I did witness Michael Jordan doing incredible
Ooh.
things. And so I am very, very old school. Where I just like, obviously that whole thing to me.
Classic shoes.
Yes,
Classic shoes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron's though.
I mean,
you ever see him in some Yeezys and go, get those fucking out of here?
Being Jewish, I can't actually walk a mile in his shoes. Too soon. We should unpack that. I'm not going there. I'm just
Nah,
kidding.
dude, you're welcome to go there. Nobody's listening. So.
So I'll continue talking about my sneakers because
well-
that's the case. No, I'm just kidding.
No, dude, but all right. So tell everybody, I mean, I don't know your story as well, but I mean, I've only met you a couple times through Jeremy, but you guys have been friends for a long time or?
A few years now,
Yeah.
Since New York. So it's got to be over like 5 years or so.
Yeah,
You guys-
absolutely.
You guys met in New York?
We met in New York at an S&M club. It was like a gay
regular
German
Monday night.
disco. Yeah.
Oh,
Good night.
And a lot of men with leather and red balls. No, it was actually at the gym.
That's disgusting. What's the address?
Exactly.
So you guys have met at the gym?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, fuck, dude. You clearly go.
I was his trainer. Clearly,
Yeah.
I was training Renne. No, Renne. We just hit it off immediately, and we had so much fun. We started hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you were not married then.
No. I was just dating my girl then. We
Oh,
lived
wow.
together and then we we moved together to Flatiron. No, sorry, to Tribeca. And we were like 3 blocks away from you.
Yeah, we used to hang out. I would take him to like Comedy Juice,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah, it was
various
great.
comedy clubs, and hang out. And it was New York is, there's no stopping it.
So you met him post all the fame and everything, post all the success he's had.
Yeah, when he met me when I was homeless
Yeah.
and I was wandering around.
Yeah.
I was playing the bongos on the side of the street, and
I told
that's
him, you should do stand-up comedy. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
And there you go.
And now you collect 10%.
Boom.
Boom.
Wait, I can get 10%?
Now you can.
What are you telling him?
Dude, what? Wait, you're not
You got good
homeless
shoes,
anymore
man. Just
because
be happy. God. Look, I've got these beat up shit bags. Fucking
It's
No, but
okay.
Renne has done stuff for me that no one would do. That sounds very creepy. I know
it does. I'm wondering where this is going.
Well, I mean, we've had so many adventures. Oh my God. But I mean, taking mushrooms
true.
with Mike Tyson. He would hand out flyers with me in malls to get people to come to my shows. People don't know.
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh,
Holy
yeah, that's
shit.
right. You had the
Dude.
digital billboard.
That's a real friend right
Wait,
there.
and we
Yeah.
popped in on you, and I stayed like 4 more hours
That
hanging
was
out
cool.
with you.
By the way, that was
We all
cool.
did. It was
I
awesome.
I was headlining a show in Brea the day before he had his weekend there, and I went to the green room, and they were both there that same night.
Surprise.
Surprised me. That
Awesome.
was cool, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
pretty
real
cool.
friend. He passed out the flyers at the
And we got rid of all of them.
and you filmed all that too. Yeah.
All of them, which is awesome.
It's one of those things where people, if I tell them that, they don't believe me.
Yeah.
Like you don't hand out flyers? I'm like, yeah, I do. Because the funny thing about me is no one knows I do stand-up yet.
Yeah.
So they announce me and I sell 11 tickets and it's awkward, right? And then we go out and you try to hand people a flyer and they're like, no, I don't want it. What are you doing here? And then suddenly like, why? What's happening? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. You want to come to my show? Yeah.
I can't believe you did it.
And so that's the way to do it. That's, you immediately get an audience that way.
Yeah.
So I don't care how we get them in. I just want to get them in, have a great experience, learn, grow. And yeah, he would spend hours with me walking around the mall, handing out flowers.
Handing out flowers. Hey,
take a flyer.
That's a strategy.
No, but the crazy part about
really
it all,
taking a dive. Selling flowers at
no, we were handing them with the flyers, so people would take the flyers. No, it's always incredible to see people's reactions to Jeremy. So like in different settings. So that's selfishly part of my like wanting to be there too, because no one expects for him to be in this mall handing out flyers talking about stand-up comedy.
That's cool, but you didn't film it though, right? Did we talk about this?
I've been on the road for a few years now, and I have filmed that process. That particular day we didn't film, but I have filmed that process before, and it's
that's cool.
It is cool, and it's also humiliating. It's a little. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a little awkward being a grown man.
But if you're filming it,
handing out flyers.
If you're filming it, it doesn't look weird. I mean, they like.
Well, it doesn't look. Actually, it looks very weird. And there are people that just say no and they walk away. Wow. And so you get it all on film, and people don't believe that this is part of the journey, and it is.
Wow,
it's great.
I mean, I don't think it's embarrassing. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but
yeah, exactly.
No, but it's
and that's why your rooms are half full, motherfucker. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Half full. I'll take half full. Fuck. What do you mean? Where's those rooms at? Dude, I think it's cool you do that. You film it. People, I mean, look, Billy on the Street was doing all those, like taking all these celebrities with him and then popping up at random people, and it'd just be like, fucking Seth Rogen. They'd be like, do you think Seth Rogen's funny? They'd be like, not at all. And they'd be like, Seth Rogen, everybody. And it's really crazy for people to see. So it's not weird when you film it and stuff like that. But I respect it because, now that you've been doing comedy for a while, it's a grind. It's a hustle. It's different than acting. It's tough. And I mean, you've gotten so much funnier, man. I mean, like I remember the first time I remember doing a St. Patty's Day. You probably don't even remember St. Patrick's Day at the Laugh Factory. Like, this is when you first started. Was it like 5 years ago now, or shit? It was so long ago. And I was just like, hey, this is Ari from Entourage. What the fuck are you doing here? And it was so wild. And then I remember you just being like kind of nervous about it, like kind of like whatever. And you asked me questions about stand up, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty wild. But I was trying to give you some tags or whatever. And I mean, look at you now, dude. You got a whole hour.
Yeah, I'm loving it. And Renne knows that I'm exactly the same way as when we talked 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because you're never beyond learning, and you're never beyond asking questions and figuring it out. So for me, I love the process, and people see how committed I am, and then I take it seriously, and I have nothing but respect. And so, yeah, you just keep learning and growing, and I love it, and I see you on shows all the time. And people don't realize that we just want to get up and try new material and figure it out. So we'll show up anywhere, which is pretty surreal.
Yeah.
And, you just got to just keep going.
Doing these back alley shows or Italian restaurants.
Yeah, like tonight. Exactly.
But everybody does them. Like stand up is one of those pure arts that you'll see Seinfeld working at some like dinky place. I remember watching Bill Burr work his SNL monologue at like a tiny bar. He's like, what are you doing here at this tiny bar in West Hollywood? He's like, I'm working on my SNL monologue. We're like, what the fuck? You'll never see big actors doing shit like that. And that's what I respect about you.
Well, you can't, but at the same time, I never made more than $50 performing on stage in Chicago, because that's the grind, and, when people are like, I hear everything, man. So I hear when someone like, I was getting on stage the other day and this comic goes, anyone thinks they could do stand up now. And no, I love it because it's inspiring. To me, it's like, yeah, everyone does think they can do it, and it's really hard. And here we go.
Yeah.
Check this out. 'Cause I love it, and I come by that work ethic. Honestly, I was on stage from the time I was 8 years old. performing. And so I've got decades of experience in Second City and sketch comedy and improv and all that stuff. So all that stuff are different variables that lead to doing stand-up. You know what I mean? It's not like I was a cage fighter. You know what I mean? And then I suddenly,
I'm just getting it now.
I was going to ask that, like, does your previous, fame and acting kind of light a fire under your ass in comedy of, like, I don't want to say proving yourself to the comedic world that you have these comedic chops, but like it keeps you going and motivated. Like for me, because of who my dad is and I'm in the same industry as an editor, producer, director, whatever it may be, it keeps me going and makes me want to just make the best work possible to kind of shut those people up eventually. So it's kind of like a driving force for me. Is that like a similar to you? Or
well, that's good that you any motivation is good motivation.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. But for me, and I'm not just saying this, I have already been through the struggle, and I, could sit here for hours until you guys tap out with my journey. I mean, it's so long. It's insane. I wouldn't even know where to begin. But there's so many turning point moments where, people would have given up. And, how badly do you want it? How hard do you want to work? All that kind of stuff. And you'll constantly be tested. So I've been through all that. And I've always been a huge fan of stand-up and, watching Richard Pryor and all the greats and just going, oh my God. And to me, Richard Pryor looked like a brilliant actor who is navigating the stand-up space. Now he's a brilliant stand-up. No doubt he is. But at the same time, he's an incredible storyteller. He's totally present. He goes into characters. So he's also a brilliant actor. So I would look at guys like that and go, maybe I love what he's doing. And I've always dreamt of doing that. So so for me, I'm competitive with myself because I know if I let my hands go and I keep going and I keep getting the reps and I keep writing, I know that at some point I could possibly get to this feeling. And I know what that feeling, I've had moments of it, and so for me, I just want to get better and see where it can go. And I think if you start thinking about how you're seen, and I think that is, it's human. We all do it. I'm a lot older than you guys. So I've been through all that. And I now realize, my God, if we're looking for peace, this is going to be really deep. This is going to be like the worst TED talk ever. But if you're looking for outside forces to validate you, you have to find that. And we could talk about this a little bit, but because Renne and I have had many conversations about spirituality, but it's got to come from within. You know what I mean? And like, that old saying, you got to love yourself. And, if you're looking for that love out there, and so it's motivating when people think I can't do it, because I think, well, I love doing it. And I've been on stage my whole life. And, I've been writing on my feet, and, Entourage was completely written, and it's an honor that people think that I improvised it, but it was completely written by Doug Ellen, did a brilliant job. And it's my job to make it look improvisational. And I would pitch ideas, and I'm always, in every role that I play, I try to improvise or rewrite or whatever. So that muscle has been working. So for me, it's just like, how do I possibly get to the point where I'm totally present and working on my highest level as a stand-up? That would be amazing to me. So I want to get there, however that looks. And you can tell that I've been, you see I'm getting better.
Night and day, man.
Yeah.
I like, even that show we did at the Roosevelt, whatever, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, fuck, man. But it's all about who works the hardest. Doesn't matter. I've seen a lot of famous people come down, I'm not going to mention names, in different industries or in comedy that have come back. If you don't work the muscle, like, you're not going to be good. That's so true. Just like anything, you could play guitar forever. If you stop playing for 20 years, and you come back and play it, it's like, you're not going to be,
I think so. I was really blessed to kind of see his journey from pretty much the beginning of it.
Yeah, that's right.
And, the jokes then to the jokes in the middle to the jokes now, way more evolved, even obviously his confidence on stage. But the thing that I think most people didn't really realize was that you had all this stage presence in your history. So it really was about like changing the narrative of what you were going to be doing out there, just improvising. You know what I mean? And kind of like the stuff that you want to talk about and see if it sticks and if people find it relatable. But I think that was kind of your superpower, that no one expected that from you. I think most people kind of slept on you and said, oh, yeah, this celebrity, what is he going to do up there? And really, you just went out there to talk about the things that meant something to you. And if it worked, it worked. If not, it was truly your passion about, being part of this.
I love that.
Yeah. And also, I just think that for anything that anyone does, the moment you start thinking about what other people think of you, because they're probably not thinking of you anyway.
Right.
So, so that's let's start
they're
there.
Thinking of themselves,
right.
by the way.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, I saw a cool little like meme picture, and it's just like what you think it shows the light like shining from all the people on you, but realistically all the lights are on each other, like they're on themselves.
Yeah. And they're like thinking about what they would do in your shoes.
Dude, but it's a time, it's a tough time. It's getting worse because now everybody's on the internet. Now everyone thinks they're famous. Now everyone's trying to be in the spotlight. And now all we do is compare ourselves to other people all the time on our fingertips. You know what I'm saying?
But
so it's like, you're probably thinking, man, he's in fucking Aquaman and everything, and he's crushing it.
I'm like, man, I'm in this podcast with you.
Dude, can we lie to everybody? We had Aquaman on the show.
All right, we should just tell them. Okay, so I'm actually just a stunt double. It's okay. I get it all the time.
Dude, you could absolutely be his stunt double.
I've gotten away with being like, oh yeah, no, my cousin. And like, what? I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm Brazilian.
Are you Brazilian?
I am.
Fuck, love it, dude. But you're married now, so
I am. So I'm just
out
not going to work.
of the game.
Not going to work, Vinny. Not going to work.
It was a great wedding, by the way.
You were at the wedding?
Yeah, and here's one of my regrets. I'm not going to lie to you. I had to leave his wedding because I had a stand-up gig. And well, I mean, I made it, saw the wedding, hung out afterwards, did some pictures, then got in my car and drove to the middle of nowhere, to do some stand-up gig.
I respect it.
Yeah, but you respect it.
No,
but
no. I respect it. No. Yeah. Camilla and I totally respected because it was so meaningful to you, and you're in the middle of this journey. Like you showed up
to the the wedding. That's
you
what's
showed
awesome.
up to both things.
Yeah, let's be honest. It was my stunt double. I wasn't there.
It's your hologram.
He told me it was a shitty wedding. That's why he left.
Yeah.
He goes, pretend I have a gig. The hors d'oeuvres are shit.
Just set up a microphone anywhere.
Is that why your phone kept blowing up the whole time?
Oh shit. That's a good friend, man. You're supportive.
No, it was awesome.
Good friends show up, and he showed up.
Exactly.
By the way, we breezed right over it, but is it you guys did mushrooms with Tyson? Was that a thing or is that a joke?
No, it's real. We I brought you along for this journey, and we just both really connected with him, and he's a fascinating dude who has really gone inward and faced himself, and he's been talk about a journey, my God. And he's very open about it, but he takes handfuls of mushrooms.
It's really impressive.
Yeah. I've never seen anyone take this much mushrooms in my life. And so the first podcast, I brought Renne with me, and you connected with him, and you guys had a great time. And he's just like he's just a gentle beast. So we were interviewing Saquon Barkley, the running back for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
And Mike, as usual, smoking a joint, and he just, basically take a microdose, just a simple microdose. And Saquon looks at me, and he just starts taking handfuls of
his handfuls.
It's a macrodose. It was just a small little bit, and he just keeps going. And Saquon looks at me, and goes, "What's going on, bro?" and then Mike is, he's done a lot of soul searching, and he just wants to talk about things that are real. So you're not going to have a frivolous conversation about Saquon was like, yeah, well, I got this ACL thing. He goes, fuck all that, man. Who do you love? Are you in love right now? Who are you in love with? What matters most to you? And he goes, I want you to look in that camera right there and basically say to your baby's mama how much you love her. Who are you? Wow. Well, I'm just this dude and I want to get back in the game. No, fuck all that. Who are you? He just wants to, and bless him, he just wants to go really deep, because he's doing that work himself.
And he's eating that work as well. He's just, he just starts the podcast. You guys want to talk about how much you love each other? You're like, what the fuck? We didn't even start the podcast yet.
He does not want small talk. He wants to go really deep.
Yeah.
He was the one that told me about the toad. The toad is just pure DMT.
Oh yeah, I was there for that. He was really
what's the toad?
Like toad toxin.
Yeah. So when another animal tries to kill a toad, for instance, like a snake or something, it emits this venom, and it kills all the predators. And so they take it and they dry it, and then they have a process where you smoke it. Oh, wow. And so your body assimilates the feeling of death. And so your spirit leaves your body. This is getting crazy. You didn't think we were going to go here, did you?
Dude, let's go.
I'm here for this.
Let's go.
Toad poison, come on.
Bro, I put it in your water.
It's in all of your water.
Oh my God, no wonder why it looks like Aquaman.
So you really do get that. I did it, wow. Because Mike was going on and on about it. Other people were going on and on about it, and it just gives you it's not a theory. It gives you a real reference for how finite this life is. And it's not, you're experiencing it. Your spirit is leaving your body, and you get that perspective of what is next, and that we are spirit, wow, living in this human form. And by the way, I did a quote unquote microdose because I'm a pussy. All right. And I can't wait to go back and and experience it more, but it was an incredible experience. Yeah. And Mike's someone that's been doing a lot of this, and he's had some interesting episodes.
I mean, I have a lot of friends that do it. They get shamans.
Yeah.
And they do all types of, they do ayahuasca. Then some of them do like mushrooms with Molly, with MDMA. It's like, I had a friend that was like, it's years of therapy. He goes, one night solved with,
I was talking about this with you yesterday of why I'm such a huge advocate for mushrooms. During COVID, I had like the worst anxiety ever. I got crippling anxiety, just grew out of nowhere. Wow. To the point where I was like borderline panic attacks when I was having these episodes, and I was doing therapy, general counseling, trying to talk to my friends about it. None of that shit worked. One of my friends from college was like, have you tried doing mushrooms before? Like, I haven't tried it. I'm not opposed to it, but like, I want to make sure I'm good for it. And I went out to Joshua Tree, as one does. It was my birthday like 4 years ago. Got an Airbnb out there in the middle of the desert.
Very, very designer experience.
Yeah. But like, it was just me and three of my friends. We did like a little mindful meditation before, took it, sat there for a minute, and had like the most cathartic experience of my life. And I came out of it feeling like a million pounds of weight came off of me emotionally. And like, I always tell my friends, I'm like, if you want to try it, I'm here for you to help you try it. You got some shit you haven't dealt with, or you don't think you're ready to deal with, it's going to make you deal with it, but you're going to come out feeling great. Just if you think you're ready, I will help you with it. And I love it. I mean, I'd probably do it once a year just to like maintain it. But like I haven't had any anxiety issues since then.
It's all natural.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not taking a synthetic, a man-made drug.
It's not,
Everything that you're feeling comes from you and your perceptions. And, it's a great perspective to have.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't want to walk through all that to know more about yourself?
Yeah.
And Renne, how do you feel about LSD?
I think
are you on it right now, Renne?
It's in all of your waters. No, we talk about this stuff all the time. And I think that, there's a lot of research that really shows that you can make so much progress with things like anxiety and, PTSD. And I think that it's definitely something that's worth exploring further. There's obviously the aspect of kind of being able to learn from more of within yourself, and kind of doing what your experience is and setting that day and kind of taking the day and stepping outside of yourself. But I think overall, there's a lot of untapped resources within, all those compounds.
Yeah.
What's the if you could tell us the main takeaway feeling from the LSD experience?
I think when you dose to kind of have that day where you have this experience, right? And it's not It's not partying. It's not doing all, it's really just you and this meditative state and kind of prepping the brain, priming it, and priming your body. I say the closest way to really describe it is almost like the way you take your clothes off and you hang it on the hanger and you just kind of put it aside and you don't even think about that because you're going to wear something else or nothing at all. And that's what that feels like. It feels like you're not you and you're something deeper than you and you're just connected with everything. And, I think that there's a lot that we can learn from, tapping into that side of ourselves instead of just the hustle and the chasing and the obsession with the weight and the obsession with the food and the obsession with the Instagram and everything that's happening. And, we've accomplished a lot as consumers and building all these comfortable places for us to live. Maybe it's time to kind of look within and see how we can really appreciate it all. You know what I mean? I think that's where I've gotten the most out of it.
It's a good sales pitch for sure. LSD. Thanks for our sponsor, LSD.
Please connect with Vinny for LSD.
Just go to our website. We have a 2-for-1 today.
I get it from Tony.
Sponsored by I Get It From Tony.
I get it from Tony.
So LSD, man. Yeah. Do you ever feel like, because I felt like when I experienced the toad that the only thing I was scared about was that it felt to me so right that I was like, I could live a life of spirituality. I could go down this path, and
like monk level.
Yeah, whatever that looks like, and never come back and never be a slave to my ambition and live this, horrible charade that I'm currently entangled with.
I hear that, man.
It's getting really deep right now.
Shit, dude. I was going to start crying, guys. You guys like our comedy podcast?
Wait, this is a comedy podcast?
Nah, it's whatever it wants
We're
to
totally
be.
fucked. I didn't know the premise of this.
No, it's whatever, dude.
Okay.
We had a friend singer. She's a singer and actress, and she brought her fiance, who's an retired NBA player, and we had and we talked about mental health too, like
deep.
And it got really deep, and it's a lot of people relate to that, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people struggle with it, and more than people know, because I feel like a lot of people are not aware they have a problem, and then others that are aware don't share it, right? And there's different ways to dealing with it. I mean, that's why people are saying mushrooms are going to be one of these things where you can help your anxiety. I mean, they're prescribing it now to like vets and stuff like that. So yeah, it's I mean, they're starting to legalize it. Colorado, I think it's legalized. Is that right, Tony? I'm making shit up.
Tony's a source. He would know. Tony.
Let me go check my farm in my garage real quick.
He's the guy. It does. I mean, yeah. I mean, LSD is a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, but it's like if you were to look at how you react to it and people in general as far as feedback, it's very similar in sort of like the goal. You know what I mean? And what the takeaway is, what the journey is. I hear the toad is way better. I actually don't feel comfortable talking about it because you went without even telling me. And
wow, dude.
I feel like this is the
shit we wanted.
Actually, this is the place to talk about it.
This is the place that we
can we dive in? Can you tell us, Jeremy? Why?
I was going to ask you guys if you tripped together, but apparently
no. This particular journey, there's a guy that I really trust out in Arizona, and he told me about this guy that kind of leads this toad experience, and I was like, I just gotta, because sometimes if you take too much time, you're gonna get in your own way and you never do it. So I just pulled the trigger, and there I was, and you just get. It's like,
and you didn't go.
I just didn't. I didn't invite him, but it did. It feels like you're being shot out of a cannon because that's your spirit leaving your body.
Actually, I think Mike said blast off.
Basically, blast off.
You
just realize that fear is your friend; it's not your enemy. And forgiveness is a very powerful thing, And I'm just, basically on this path right now.
He just like
sounds just like him.
He will just go.
I had the best time with him.
It
was the best. I got to sit across.
I want to have with Mike Tyson.
I had the best time. We were sitting across from each other at dinner, and then he's like, I can't do it as well. So where you from? I'm like, from where in New York? I'm like, Queens. He goes, oh, you're a real one. And then from that, it was just like the rest of the night we were sharing appetizers. It was hilarious. And him telling all the stories.
That's awesome.
Shrooms, toad shrooms. maybe shrooms that grew
Now
out
that
of
we've
the
been
toe.
talking about it for a while. Mike Tyson, everybody, come on now, buddy.
all right, there he is.
Special guest.
Well,
He's just
thank
coming.
you. Thank you.
I heard you guys were talking about me and saying all that
No,
stuff
thank
about
you,
me.
He just shows up in his spirit form.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I thought, oh, okay, what is this going to be? And Russell Peters, this is the first time I did it. They were interviewing me, and it was Russell was supposed to be his sidekick interviewing me. There wasn't a single question directed to me. It was basically me and Russell just asking Mike Tyson questions for 2 hours. For 2 hours.
Great.
That's all it was.
Awesome.
And, because we're both fascinated by him.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it was. And they were like, hey, Jeremy, Mike has never done a podcast more than 30 minutes, but with you, talk for 2 hours. Would you want to be his co-host? Then suddenly I'm co-hosting with him every week. Then suddenly we're with Cesar, the dog whisperer,
Wow.
and we're
that
with
was great.
with llamas and parrots, and it was just
Ooh.
and then Vegas,
Nice.
and it just kind of kept going.
Wow.
Oh my God. Can we talk about what it looks like to walk in a casino with Mike Tyson?
Oh, dude, it's probably
My
nuts.
goodness. No, it's unlike anything. I have never,
Does he have bodyguards?
maybe like one or two.
Why?
Oh, actually, when he got in there, yes, to keep the crowd away.
Yeah.
I
before
was
that-
Mike was walking me to my car. I was alone. He was with his bodyguard. Right? Why does Mike Tyson have a bodyguard? No.
Yeah. It's like,
So
He started talking. He's like, I don't understand why you're alone. He goes, you should never be alone. You Jeremy Piven. You should have like an entourage or something. That's what he said to me. He goes, but basically, I don't. Fear is fear. You can embrace fear. Fear is your friend. You don't have to.
and his bodyguard is a true story. His bodyguard goes, Jeremy can handle himself, and Mike Tyson goes, this motherfucker. This motherfucker looks like he's the captain of the Jewish debate team.
oh my
just-
God.
And,
So real.
Damn.
yeah, I'll tell you why it hurt me
Mike-
so bad. I never made captain. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the veal.
Boom.
What a fucking crazy! I didn't know you were co-hosting Mike's podcast.
Oh yeah, hot
dude, that's
boxing.
nuts.
It was-
Were you around for this?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I
I
was
brought Renee.
I was behind the camera,
Cool.
and everyone
Wow.
was so excited because Mike was talking longer than 30 minutes,
He was really into it.
and everyone
he
was
felt
so,
very comfortable.
It was
with
it was
me.
awesome.
Renee, let me ask you something. So after you became friends with him, did you, not to sound weird about this, but did you have like entertainment friends beforehand? Like, did he bring you into a whole different world?
So-
or were you already in this?
So at the time, I was working with a brand in New York, Dog Pound. Kirk who's the founder, did an amazing job of getting just top notch talent when it came to client and exposure for the brand. So I was very fortunate to be around great people with great talent like Jeremy Piven. I think what made it really cool was that we just kind of bonded in so many different ways. It was just very organic. And, we always had a good time going out. And I'm one of the few people that can deal with this, hanger.
Yeah, I get
intermittent
hangry.
fasting.
You get hungry?
I
too.
yeah, I get hangry.
Did you eat before this? Because I don't want to get punched in the face.
I did.
We made sure.
I did. Those days are done. Those days are done.
Yeah. It took some time to get, we all take our time trying to figure out intermittent fasting, but anyway, so we just hit it off and we just had the best times and everything we did. It was awesome, which is why like handing out flyers, it's nothing. It's like, you're just supporting your friend and doing the thing that he does.
What's a weekend with you guys look like? What do you guys typically do?
Well, we all hung out at my house.
Yeah.
Was it my
Yeah, he was with us.
Yeah.
Is
When I
it-
first,
Yeah, that's right.
I met you prior to that, but that's when you and I first
That's
met.
right.
Yeah.
You met him?
I met him at one of those like Galaxy Alley shows during COVID.
Oh yeah.
It was just a quick in passing. Yeah.
Supernova.
Supernova.
Oh,
yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
COVID.
yeah.
Yeah,
What
that's
a
right.
trip.
That was the first time.
Yeah. You've actually seen me at my heaviest,
Yeah.
middle of my weight journey, and now.
I didn't recognize you.
Yeah.
I was like, who? You were talking to us. I'm like, who's this guy? I have no clue.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you
did.
lost an entire person.
A couple.
200
people.
Yeah.
225 pounds.
Where does that weight go? Where
Um,
where
in
is
the
it?
ether.
It just,
Yeah.
melted away. No,
Will
I mean,
you meet your weight someday?
I
His
lost.
pee was jello.
A third person.
Well, I lost the weight so fast. I had 15 pounds of extra skin hanging around. So I had to get a body tuck so my clothes could fit me properly.
Oh my
so
god, body.
I'd say about 20 of those pounds was just leftover
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Wow,
Good for
what a
you.
trip.
The rest of it just
Yeah.
melted away.
Amazing.
You saw him at 4. Yeah, you saw him over.
But you still have big calves.
He's
I
got-
hope I
oh,
do. I
oh,
mean, I
look at
carried
you.
around 420 pounds.
Good job for keeping
15
those.
years.
Those are the ones you want to keep.
420 pounds.
when you met him the
Yeah.
first time at Supernova, it was 420.
Yeah.
When he came to
Wow.
your house, he was probably what, 3 or
I
2?
was probably like low 3s, high 2s.
3,
Yeah,
yeah,
you had
290 or
lost.
280.
Yeah.
Are you
150.
thinking
I think
about-
you were 70. You were about 120, 70 to 120 pounds, right? When I first met you.
Yeah, about 105.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
110.
105.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've really worked on
He
it.
was my right calf.
I got the weight that he lost, and I just put it
Yeah.
on and just processed
Gave it to you.
How much do you weigh?
Osmosis. Right now, maybe around like a 225, 230, probably 230.
That's great. Heavier than me.
Stacked.
I'm always used
Heavier-
to. I'm always used to
Heavier
being
than you.
Yeah, I'm used to being the heaviest guy in the
This
room.
is such a
always.
real moment.
Wow.
I love it.
That's
You're
crazy.
welcome.
Thank you.
That's
were
why
t-
he brought me.
That's good.
He was like, get in the scale,
good for
Renee. I'm
my-
like, 230.
my
Okay,
soul.
go.
That's right. When we were at your house,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was just a pool party.
True.
He was
It was like the middle
300 pounds.
of your
Yeah,
journey.
yeah,
Yeah.
So true.
So I think you were asking what we do. Like I have a drum kit. I always play the drums. I have friends who are musicians. I love playing music. I could literally just, my ideal birthday is just being on the drums the whole day. And
That's fucking
playing.
awesome, dude.
I started working that into the stand-up.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Where like I got the kid up there and then afterwards, like when I was in Austin, I heard this guy playing and he was so good. And I went up to him and exchanged numbers. And then he just started, we just kind of formed a band. And so we just get up there and play music after.
That's awesome.
And it sounds like a terrible idea. And it's hard to I've never really seen music and comedy kind of really come together. But like if you do your thing and you introduce it right and you play stuff that people want to hear and
It's
you're
not
having
a
fun,
terrible idea at all.
Yeah.
It's
It
not.
was really
Bill Burr
fun.
loves the drums.
Yeah.
Craig Robinson's into piano. I mean, he has
That's
a whole
right.
band. He's like,
Craig could go on for 10 hours.
Yeah, he
on
does.
if they let him. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I played with Craig before a lot.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. I mean, it's an extra skill. It's an added bonus of like, here's some extra entertainment.
It's cool.
Straight up.
Yeah, and also, and Mike, who you had on this podcast, by the way, Mike Binder,
Yeah.
the great Mike Binder, he said he loves it, and he thinks that I need to just sit on the kit and do some bits from the kit, and then he loves that whole
100%.
aspect of it.
You
But
absolutely
it's,
should.
It's also really fun.
Why
For
hasn't
the
this happened
audience.
yet?
It just logistics,
yeah, it's hard to bring a bunch of drums.
Yeah.
But I literally,
Dude,
love
if you start bringing fucking drums to every set, you are solidified as a fucking comedian. Nobody's
well,
gonna.
Roll it in.
I have been doing that
Drum
recently.
kit.
I'll bring a drum kit to the Laugh Factory and play with Craig Robinson.
That's
Just,
awesome.
You know,
see,
it's
make jokes with it though. Like that's
Yeah.
like just start making some punchline. Like just Craig, he'll just fuck around with the piano, and you think he's gonna sing, he'll just be like, "White people love Chipotle" or whatever. And then just go back to his shit. Just you could do that too. I mean, I don't know. Old school comedy. Everyone's like, if you had done anything else added to it, they would go, "That's hacky" or whatever, right? But then it unfolded to Gallagher was smashing.
I love it, man. Because
I
I mean,
think it's
I
amazing.
worked with Sandler for 10 years, and especially on his comedy tour.
Prime
he
example.
did. Yeah,
Yeah,
It
so
just
true.
goes out and
Fucking
jams.
Awesome.
In the middle of the day when we're in the office too, we have a dedicated jam room. It's a soundproof
Oh,
room with
that's
like an
awesome.
entire drum kit, keyboard, 10 guitars, and he just comes in. He goes, "Let's jam." We go in there for like an hour,
That's
jam
so
out, then
cool,
go back
dude.
to work.
Yeah,
And he's
See,
still
stuff
touring-
like
he's
that
still
is so
touring with his
mentally
guitar,
healthy.
right?
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Stuff like that is great. Just
It's
kind of letting out energy, resetting.
Yeah.
You know, it's awesome.
and with him, it's like a lot of his bits are music based.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
I think the
cool.
more talent you could add onto it, that we talked about this before, but like Jamie Foxx being one of the most talented people,
Oh,
singing,
yeah.
dancing, playing
Truly.
piano. I mean, look at even Bo Burnham when he was doing all these other things.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck what anybody else says? What you were saying earlier, it's
Yeah.
like, who cares?
Yeah.
Do you?
Showcase
Do you?
everything you can.
No,
Yeah.
I guess what I was saying is like, for instance, if you, and you know this, when you try to do stand up at a concert, people's focus is, okay, I'm here for music. And then it's hard for them to wrap their mind around, okay, wait, this is, wait, we're watching
Yeah.
comedy. So that's why when, okay, I'm going to play some music now, you gotta figure out a way to organically really kind of get into that. And I did. You just very upfront. I actually heard this guy playing on the street. You guys give it up, my boy Will Southern. Let's come up here. He's like, when Jeremy Piven goes into your DMs, you better answer him. That's literally how it happened.
Wow.
You know, because I just was like, bro, I got his Instagram and I hit him up and I was like, let's get after. He's got a great voice.
That's
and,
cool, man.
Yeah, and these people, you know, they need to get seen. You know,
Yeah.
there was a dude outside of Air One the other day playing. He had long, silky blonde hair. Just like he looked like Brad Pitt and Thelma and Louise, and he had a great voice. And I just wanted to go up and tell him, brother, it's not going to happen here. Go anywhere but here. No one was even stopping. LA, they're just going. You know, they're looking at him. They're thinking he's broke. I just need to get some overpriced goji berries. You know what I mean? It just was like he needs to be in like Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
You know, or Nashville, brother.
There you
What's
go.
he doing with that long blonde hair? Get the fuck out of here.
No, he had a great voice. It was all good, but he was.
Outside of Air One.
Yeah.
No.
It was like.
People are here for pre-sliced pears.
Yeah, you go for a $40 smoothie, not.
That's it,
Yeah.
bro.
We don't want fucking, can't believe it's not butter
Dang.
at your marijuana here.
I mean, I'm not an agent. I played one on TV, but I wanted to represent him. I wanted to go, bro, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're a good looking kid. You can hit the high notes. Let's get you on the road.
You just want to start a band with him, don't lie.
I do. Hanson too.
It was the hair. It was the hair.
Hanson too. What a throwback. They were awesome. So wait, you don't play instruments?
I don't.
Mm.
No.
Did.
You
You
did?
did.
Yeah, for 4 years I played in concert orchestra, tuba.
You played
Whoa,
tuba?
Yeah, for
I did
4
not
years.
know that.
5 years actually.
That's-
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You gotta have a lot of
Do you
patience.
still have one?
No.
Oh, fuck.
First chair. I was concert orchestra. Yeah.
Well,
That's
this is a
crazy.
secret he's held from me.
Yeah, I've been told you
How-
this.
how are you?
Know that.
years?
Just out right now.
I
I have a ukulele at home and I play it
have one
sometimes,
lying
but
around
it
here
doesn't-
too.
it doesn't do
Tuba.
well.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, man.
See, that would be a funky instrument.
That's
if
cool.
You, if you
Oh,
add that to
yeah.
like
at a
new-
comedy show.
well-
That'd be great.
You can show up for
That's
him.
trombone.
Right?
You can show up for him and
I tried.
I'll just follow him around making fart noises with it.
amazing.
Whoa, dude! I played drums a little bit when I was a kid and piano. Took piano lessons. I used to be. My dad played the drums, and then he passed it on to me, and then I would just fucking play Spice Girls or whatever on the.
For film, the knowing an instrument helps so much, especially for my job for editing, because it teaches you rhythm and you just
Oh,
carry that into
interesting.
editing. Yeah.
It's a good call.
Oh
actually.
wow!
That's so true.
And our editor at Happy Madison, Tom, he's a really great drum player as well, and he's been editing Adam's movies for the past 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow!
Guess it works. I don't know.
We're gonna start a band. Fuck this comedy stuff.
Let's do it.
What are we doing, guys? Let's just do this. Let's just
I'll
start
bring
a
my
band.
ukulele.
You
Let
are
him-
uke? Yeah.
Just two notes.
Can you sing?
I can maybe try.
Hit a tune, man. Look at
I
this.
can't sing. I can't sing.
You could hold the microphone with your bicep.
I can't.
You be the first guy to sing into it like this.
Hey.
It's funny. People think stand up is the hardest. I almost feel like with singing, because you either hit that note or you don't.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
pretty brutal.
I feel like singers are gifted though. Like you definitely get better with singing. You
Yeah.
vocally, you have to work it, work your lungs and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, man, you either got it or you don't. Like I just can't pick up tomorrow after, I can't just practice singing for the next 10 years and be great. I don't,
but
correct me if I'm wrong, but
there are some people like
I don't
like
think so.
John Legend who have these gifts, but he just keeps getting better.
Yeah. How does he do that? Because his
Well,
notes are, I've never seen anyone hit.
You know,
those
he's one of
notes.
these dudes who he's a very generous dude. I remember I was backstage and just watching him, and he was doing like a makeup gig that was charity anyway that he missed. And they were like, "Oh, don't worry about it." It's like, "No, I got to make this up for you guys." And it was just
Oh,
a
let's
small
go.
little room.
Wow.
And I was just watching him warm his voice up. And I warm my voice up too before I go on stage. And other comics are looking at me like, "What is, bro, there's a microphone. You don't need to warm your fucking." I'm like,
what do you do to warm it up?
Just weird shit.
Wow.
Stuff. That's why I'm still single.
So I'm gonna
that's
stay-
why. That's why.
I'm going to stay in your green room.
He does it in the car, too, so that's probably-
A lot of weird
Buttercream.
Yes.
Out now, bro. Buttercream.
But John Legend is warming his voice up, man. He respects it, and
It's incredible.
he's got a real instrument.
Dude, I hosted a charity event with him last year. And yeah, it's just me, Jeff Ross, Jessica Alba spoke for a second, but he sang a couple songs and but he came out of the, I mean, I don't know if he warmed up or anything. This motherfucker just came out from the kitchen or whatever. And I was like,
Whoa.
everyone was like, "Pff," like he's
Yeah.
just so talented.
Yeah.
I go, there's nothing I'm going to do compared to this guy. Like I'm telling fart jokes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like finding that marriage with music and comedy is it's very, and if you get it right, it could be fascinating.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's start the band, baby.
Let's do it.
Comedy band. Lonely
do it.
Island.
I'm terrified of being on stage in front of cameras. In
Yeah.
front of cameras is about as much as I go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, there are
Same.
cameras here?
No.
No. Well, you told me
This
we're
is
just
just
going to
how
wear
we
this for
hang.
fun.
We just hang with
And
these
we're just
headphones all the time.
practicing.
Yeah, when we have conversations, this is always set up. So
Well,
Yeah.
that old saying, like, you got a face for radio, kid. Like, that doesn't exist. It's like the reality is when we're on the road, like, you're doing, radio shows to promote your shows or whatever. And there is no just radio. Everything is being filmed.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everywhere. It goes everywhere too. It's not on like one platform. It's on like 10. It's crazy.
Which is kind of cool because we're getting to a point now where, if you make it happen and if you work hard and you do your thing, there are options for you. There's more, the people have more power than ever before.
Yeah.
If you really want to grind. If you want to grind and you got something interesting, and special and you can reach people and you throw it on YouTube, you got a shot. And that kind of didn't exist before.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
When you came up, it wasn't like that.
In the 1930s, it was different. It was before television, just radio. It was sitting around listening to the
right after
radio.
the Dust Bowl.
Yeah, indeed. It was much different.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It is. You're not wrong, man. It's just, there's a blessing and a curse because there's no gatekeepers, right? You can create your own way, get famous from online. I think even Bieber got picked up from YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. But now it's also, you have to wait and hope that the internet gods give you a chance at viral moments. That's what kind of shitty.
It's a very, very diluted pool of content for YouTube at least.
Right.
But if you shine in that pool, you'll get picked up.
Look, man, I've been trying to impress my nieces my whole life.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've got no momentum. They don't care about Uncle Jeremy.
Dude, your nieces listen to this podcast, so you're fucking set.
They do?
Bro, they're the
That's
only
a man.
ones.
Surprise.
My niece Pearl goes, "Why are you doing comedy?" And I go, "Because I want to make people laugh, Pearl. And
What?
Uncle Jeremy's having a midlife crisis." And she goes, "I think you're a little too old to have a midlife crisis."
Oh,
How old is your
Yeah.
niece?
She's 40, so it's awkward. No, she's a kid. By the way, she broke the internet. Pearl has had 100 million downloads. Pearl and Will Ferrell did a sketch called The Landlord.
Oh,
That's
that's
right.
your niece?
That's my niece.
No
Pearl.
Oh
way.
my God, she's a fucking star.
She was 2.5 years old. That broke Funny or Die.
Wow.
That was the first kind of time that we kind of saw something go
Wow.
viral.
That's so true.
Oh my God, I
Very
remember
cool.
that sketch.
Yeah. So she was famous before she was 3 years old. So nothing impresses her.
I'm pissed off.
I took her to Jamie Foxx's house. She goes, "You don't know Jamie Foxx." I go, I do. I know Jamie. I go, "He's having a Christmas party." She goes, "Can we go?" She's never asked me to do anything ever. So I take her and Ava, her little friend, and we're driving to Jamie's house, in the rain, hour and 20 minutes, in the middle of nowhere. Calabasas 1402 is his address. No, I'm just kidding. So we get there and I'm about to knock on the door and she goes, "Is he going to be awkward the way you are?" And I was like, "Wait, what is going on?"
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I
Tough
hate
crowd.
So she
Pearl.
just played herself in that sketch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was she-
It's
I-
typecasting?
catching stray bullets from your knees.
She's brutal.
What? Damn.
Keeps you humble.
Did your sister let her? She didn't care if she swore like that.
Well, you have to understand. Adam McKay, the brilliant Adam McKay, was directed and was, he did recently Don't Look Up and Anchorman, Talladega
Incredible.
Nights, Step Brothers, all that stuff, and so he's also from Second City, which is also where I'm from, sketch comedy, whatever his mind is going. He's very, very quick and funny. So when he was working with Will, he's throwing out alternate lines and they're improvising and crushing it and blah, blah, blah. So with Pearl, he would throw out lines for her to say, I'm not buzzed. I'm not drunk. I'm just buzzed. I'm not drunk. I'm just buzzed. Can I have 4 beers?
Wow.
So he's feeding her all the lines and Will is crushing it. And then my sister, who's a director, who's been a stage director her whole life,
Yeah.
she's directing Pearl, emotionally. So she's kind of like getting it from all,
Wow.
and it's kind of the way I grew up. I grew up on stage from the time I was 8 years old, being directed by my parents, and my sister, just directed me in a film that we've been putting together. That's an adaptation of a Arthur Miller piece.
Amazing.
Yeah. My mother actually gave me this short story called The Performance, which is about a Jewish tap dancer that ends up dancing for Hitler. And it's, when I went to go get the money for this, that's the part where they all just kind of just check, please. They like checked out. So Renne saw a rough cut of it, and it's been 12 years in the making.
Holy shit,
and we're 3 weeks away from finishing.
Congrats.
Thanks, man.
Exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I spent 10 years
yeah.
learning how to tap dance to play the role.
Fuck, that's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great tap dancer, by the way.
Congrats.
I mean,
Hidden
I wouldn't go-
talent.
I wouldn't.
Drums,
Well, I have
tap
been a
dancing.
drummer my whole life, so that saved me. So I could always know where we were going. But yeah, even after 10 years, like I'm rehearsing with these guys that are killers.
Wow. So you never tap danced beforehand, but it was
Never.
just like,
Wait,
I'll
you
learn
play
it for
drums
this.
too, now knowing how to tap dance makes you better at playing drums, no?
It does. I was shocked because you're playing the drums with your feet, when you're
Yeah.
tap dancing. And then when you go back to playing the drums, you're like, oh my God, I'm actually quicker now with my feet
wow.
because I've been tapping like a madman. But yeah, that journey was absolutely insane and incredible. And I've made 80 movies, but I've never produced one. So now I have such respect for producers. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's incredible that all the miracles that need to happen to complete your film,
Man.
And I mean, it's been, that's like a whole other podcast we could get into.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And working with your sister first time,
Yeah, first
12
time.
years. So the niece was like, fucking,
Well,
she was
actually,
a little girl.
it's funny. This has a happy ending. At Thanksgiving, I was sitting with my mom, and the girls came in and they were looking at me differently. I was like, "What's going on?" They came over and they're like, "You were incredible." I was like,
Wow.
"Wait, what's going on right now?"
Hell yeah.
In the performance, I was like, "Wait, they for the first time,
Amazing.
I got some love from
That's
them."
amazing.
Yeah, so it does have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Now, take it with a grain of salt because their mother did direct it, so they're a little biased.
Yeah.
But they did, yeah. It was and now they're seeing clips of stand-up comedy stuff because they're on TikTok. All the kids are on TikTok.
Yeah.
And one of my bits about The Rock went viral. I had no idea. I'm a caveman. I'm not really on TikTok. And they're like, "I like your stand-up."
Wow.
I was like, "What? You're not
Oh,
watching
yeah.
my stand-up?" "Yeah, you went viral." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Nieces and nephews are so brutally honest. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, especially kids, they'll say
Oh.
some shit.
But what happens is, as you guys know, you want their love and approval so much. Then when you finally go, okay, I'm not going to get it. I just stop trying. Then when you stop trying is when the love comes. And that, kids, is what we're going to take from today's episode.
There you go.
Okay.
I know. That's the age where they go, they don't give a shit about anything else though. Right? Like at that age, how old? 14? Like,
Yeah, around 13 was when this happened. Yeah. Yeah.
they don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You can't, there's nothing you're going to do to make it cool for them. I mean, just
And they don't care about adults.
eventually they turn around and they'll love you
Your
more and
feelings.
more as time goes on. But she is Pearl, so she's fucking celeb.
Yeah.
She really is, man.
You guys have been friends for a handful of years now. I don't know. We could just say, what are your favorite things about each other? You brought him on for a reason. You respect him. You've
Yeah.
been friends with him this long now and helping him pass out flyers. Like, what do you guys?
Renne is a very selfless person. He has a great perspective on life. Like he's always going to give it to me straight. We're living in a time where people have a hard time. My mom says, "Stop telling people the truth." They don't know what to do with it because I keep getting into trouble and I don't do it anymore. Like you tell people and they go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And Renne's someone who gives it to me straight, and I appreciate it because I know it's coming from a good place. And I'm one of those people that I really want to hear it. So he's always got great advice, and he's, as I said, he's selfless. He's a good, decent person. There aren't, a lot of people like that. There's only 11 left, I think.
11.
And
Got
five-
one of
Only
them.
11.
And 5 are in this room.
Yes, that's right.
That's amazing, dude. Well, hell yeah, that's a hell of an intro. What do you got?
I mean, I don't know how to
follow
top that.
that
Yeah,
up.
you can't top it.
Let's see. Thank you. No, look, it's very interesting because you don't really expect Jeremy to be the person that Jeremy is. And I say that because it's one of the highlights of hanging out with Jeremy is being able to see these guys who approach him with a certain attitude or a certain expectation of who he is and how it's shaped the way they do life. And it's not at all who this person is, and I think most people, and I don't think it's the contrast or the polar opposite of like, I don't care that you're famous. Like it's none of that. It's literally, I've gotten to know him as a person, and it's just, we have so many great things in common. He's such a caring dude. I mean, anyone who treats their mom with the way that he does and cares so much about her and is there for her. And I mean, in everything that he does, traveling and his stand-up, she's a priority in his life. And I think that's beautiful. Me being an only son and being raised by a single mom, like that's, I look up to him in that way and hope that I can continue to be that great son to my mom, and in all aspects of life, there's no putting this man down. There's no way he's stopping. And it's only the jokes get more interesting. His ideas get more interesting, and the combination of both and kind of looking at life a little bit different and things we talk about, it's all just becoming way more interesting being outside of that box, I think. And it's been a great journey for me. And I just really admire the shit out of this guy. He's a great dude.
Oh, you got anything for me? What do you like about me?
When I came in here,
I like how needy you are. I think that's my favorite
I like your
thing.
neediness too.
There's no one needy in Hollywood. No one. Give me love.
Dude. You guys are awesome. You got anything?
No, you don't pay me enough to be your friend anymore.
Unbelievable. I will say, Vinny, like you and I hit it off from day one, and it's always been amazing. And he introduced me to this guy, and you guys are just such a great team,
You guys are awesome. No, I met you guys before, and he met you too beforehand. You already knew.
Yeah.
And you guys you're good. You're both good people. I wish you all the success, dude.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate you coming on here.
Thank you guys. This is
Right on.
awesome.
Keep kicking ass at comedy. Can you give us a Lloyd real quick?
Lloyd! Dude, I'm a douchebag because of you, bro.
Literally.
Can you call my wife a rusty cunt bucket? I got her on FaceTime, bro. Right here.
I bet.
It's so real.
Oh man, that's gotta get annoying,
Bro, I'm an agent because of you. Oh my
No,
God.
but wait.
Okay, my work is done.
Wait,
That's
but
it. We did it.
There's also
Yeah.
the other side of that I've gotten to experience, which is, the Christmas movie version of you, which people are like, oh, Jeremy, and they all have this great positive, which is there's no middle ground.
Well, this is another thing that we go back to the very beginning of this conversation. We brought it up about, how people receive us. I just think it's really unhealthy when you do something and it connects with people, and maybe you do it authentically, it's going to resonate. And so, my agent was Ari Emanuel. And so I was very lucky to be doing research unknowingly. And so Ari Gold exists. And, you're an agent because of Ari Emanuel.
Wow.
I played a fictional character, and you like the way I portrayed him, and Doug Ellen, the way he wrote it brilliantly and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So when I play a character like Joe Lapchick, who is the coach of the New York Knicks, who's basically was responsible for getting the first black player.
Sweetwater.
Yeah, Sweetwater. That Sweetwater Clifton. It drops on September 1st on Hulu. Did you see that? That's a nice
Congrats.
little transition.
Yeah.
See that transition?
I was just going to ask you.
That was organic.
Great job.
That was quality.
No, but
Quality
so
transition.
to me, I looked at that character, and I was the only white boy on my football team, and I grew up in a very integrated community just outside of Chicago. I saw this character, and I was like, oh my God, I get to play this guy. I really connect with this dude, man. And so the kind of response was like Jeremy Piven attempting to get as far away from Ari Gold as possible and trying to convince us that it's like, bro, you can't even be offended, because it's like, my man, you don't know me. This is
true.
And then to play Harold May in the performance, this movie that I was telling you about, like there's so many similarities about this journey. And so for me to play these characters now that I really connect with, you can rail against the universe. Oh, you don't get me. I'm not Ari. Well, it's like, guess what, brother? It's your job to explore other characters.
I don't think Ari Gold was going to be doing any tap dancing anytime soon. So you're kicking ass, buddy. You're doing great.
Yeah, it's up to us to do our thing, and you'll be doing it tonight. You're going to be taking my spot at the Italian restaurant. You little thief.
Yeah, I'm just there for the lasagna. Anyways, dude, that's so awesome, man. You guys got to check out Sweetwater coming out Hulu, right?
Hulu. Yeah.
I love that. And Renne, you got to check him out. Aquaman 4 is coming out. It's it's the internet version. Aquaman 4 blast your mom.
Also, if you see Renne on the street, know that he likes herbal medication. And that
help him out.
People hand me random shit. Please don't approach me with random shit.
Try it.
Please find Tony. Everything goes through Tony.
He's the mushroom guy.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy.
Well, thanks for coming on, dude. I don't want to make you late for your set.
No, thank you for having us. This was fun.
Love you guys, man. Thanks again, Renne.
Of course.
Cool. All right, that's it. Bye.
We're out.
Ciao.
Hip